8 drivers, 4 spots. Who gets in? Let's discuss. Hello everyone, my name is Brody. The Daytona Duel races are this week, and before any racing, before any action takes place, I want to come on here and share with you guys my thoughts, opinions, and overall projections about who I think has the most realistic shot about either getting their way in on speed or through the actual duel races. So let's jump in, let's discuss, and see who will actually make the Daytona 500. Here are all the open entry cars. The only one missing is Jimmie Johnson because he has that Daytona 500 exclusive world-class driver provisional, which NASCAR put in place to reach a broader market appeal and yada, yada, yada. But Jimmie Johnson's in. He's guaranteed. He is the 41st car in the Daytona 500. Now, looking at our open drivers, the ones that actually have to worry about their speed and their qualifying effort and their race effort in the duels. Let's start from the top. We have Chandler Smith, we have Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo, Corey Heim, Justin Allgaier, BJ McLeod, Casey Mears, and JJ Yaley. I think we should start first from the actual speed aspect because that's what's going to matter. First is in the qualifying realm. 2 spots are guaranteed in speed, raw speed in qualifying. Before we can begin, we need to break off and actually take into account the drivers that have the most realistic shot at speed, the speed part. And that's going to be Chandler Smith, Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo, Corey Heim, and Justin Allgaier. I'm excluding BJ McLeod, JJ Yaley, and Casey Mears just because those cars aren't very competitive. They are the field fillers. I hate saying that because it feels mean, but it kind of is true. So these guys, they're probably not going to get on speed. Let's just say they won't. They're not going to get in on speed. In the duels, yeah, they have a chance. Anything can happen. It's Daytona. But let's just exclude them from the speed category because if I had to rank them, it would be a 0 out of 10 chance to get in on the speed category. So now let's actually look at our core 5 who have a shot at the speed category. If we're basing this purely off speed, the equipment, the motor under the car, and the driver behind the wheel, less of a factor because this is more of a speed, I will put Corey LaJoie as the most likely to get in on speed. I'll put him at a 9 out of 10, 90% chance to get in. That is because he's racing for RFK Racing in the number 99 car. That's a RFK-backed Roush Yates Ford Mustang that is going to be very fast, as Fords typically are at these tapered spacer restrictor plate tracks. I can really see Corey LaJoie posting the best lap out of all these open cars because 1, he's racing for RFK. 2, he's Corey LaJoie. He's had a lot of experience. He does really well at these restrictor plate tracks. He's almost won Atlanta a few times. He has some good Daytona finishes. He knows what he's doing at these restrictor plate tracks. So I will place Corey LaJoie at the most likely chance to qualify his way in. The second most likely, and it might shock you, I think it's going to be Corey Heim. I know he doesn't have much experience in the Cup Series. Towards the later half of 2025, he was getting a lot better. Why I think he has the most likely chance to qualify his way in on speed simply is because of the car he's driving. It is a 4th 2311 Racing Camry, and those cars are very bad fast. And qualifying, you only got to lay down, put your foot all the way down to the floor, and ride around. No racing involved. So I see Corey Heim as having the second most odds in getting in. I'll place him at a 8 out of 10, 80% to qualify his way in on speed. The third most likely, I will say, it would be Justin Allgaier, mainly because he has the experience. He is an Xfinity Series champion, and that car is basically a mini Hendrick car, like a fifth Hendrick car. They have a strong technical alliance over at Junior Motorsports with Hendrick. So I could see Justin Allgaier getting in there, but he failed to qualify his way in on speed last year, with which, granted, was their first ever start, and they made it through the dual races. But I don't see a big enough leap to qualify their way on speed when you have a RFK car and a 2311 car that have established teams, established ways of doing things and getting into races. So I'll put Justin Allgaier as 7.5 as percentage about qualifying their way in on speed. So that's my top three. And then rounding it out would be Chandler Smith, basically because he is a front row motorsports car. He is more experienced than Anthony Alfredo, and that car will have more horses under the engine to really have a shot at the raw speed factor. Anthony Alfredo, he's racing basically another RCR car. It's a baby mini RCR car with their technical alliance at Beard Motorsports. But that is my speed ranking. So it goes Corey LaJoie, Corey Heim, Allgaier, Chandler Smith, and Anthony Alfredo. I'll put Chandler Smith at about a 6. I'll put Anthony Alfredo at a 5 on the speed category. And then again, BJ McLeod, Casey Mears, and JJ Yaley, I will place them all at 0s for speed just because they don't have the equipment the other guys do. Now to the dual races, I'll rank every single driver again on their likelihood to advance through the actual racing, through the dual races. So let's start at the top. Corey LaJoie, I'll rank him a 9 again, just because the experience and the speed in that car. Corey Heim, I will probably put Corey Heim more at like a 7 in the racing aspect, just because it's Daytona. Things can happen. He doesn't have much experience behind the cup car at these restrictor plate tracks, tapered spacer tracks. So I'm going to put him at a modest 7, but because of that car, how fast it probably is going to be, I'll put him at 7 in the ballpark. Now for Chandler Smith, I'll probably put Chandler Smith at a 5 because he had an incident, I believe it was last year or the year before, in the 66 car. He just crashed on his own completely, got loose, took out a dozen cars. Maybe that was because of the equipment, but just you can't make those mistakes. I don't think he will do that again. He's probably learned from it. He's more experienced now. That just scares me off as a viewer. Betting on him to race his way in, it's just a little shaky for me, especially if you have another car like Corey LaJoie or Corey Heim in there who's bad fast. It just will put a lot more pressure on him to make bold moves and to put himself in a position like he did where he did crash. So I'll put him at a 5. Anthony Alfredo, if he gets to the race your way in, I will put Anthony Alfredo at a 6. Basically, Chandler and Anthony Alfredo, they're going to swap a little bit because Anthony Alfredo, he has done some decent things, some good things over there at Beard Motorsports in the 62 car. And RCR isn't bad. They're not terrible at restrictor plate tracks. Austin Dillon's got wins, and Kyle Busch, his last win was at Talladega. And I could see Anthony Alfredo putting the car on the line and making some things happen up there. I really, really can. And it just depends on how his dual races shake out, too, about who actually is going to be in his group and how they're going to race and act towards each other. It's going to be interesting where these guys get seated. But yeah, I'll put him at a 6, Anthony Alfredo. Justin Allgaier, if he gets to the racing, I'll put Allgaier at a 7. He had a lot of sketchy moments in the dual race last year, and he barely made it in. Barely. I think it was the last lap he made it in by like a car or something like that. Like it wasn't a large margin. So Allgaier, I'll put him at a 7. I think he will definitely have a realistic shot. I'll get to my real predictions later after this diagnostic. But I'll put Allgaier at a 7. And then BJ McLeod. Again, these bottom 3, McLeod, Mears, and Yaley, it's just the car. They don't have the raw speed, the capability of these other guys. So I'll put McLeod. Out of 2. I'll put him at a 2. Casey Mears, I'll put at a 3. And JJ Yaley, I'll put at a 3 as well. Just because those guys have more Cup Series experience and been in competitive seats more than McLeod. But I think that will be our respective ranking for all those guys. So you heard my rankings, heard my analysis of these guys. Now it's time to hear my actual predictions about who will make their way into the Daytona 500 based on speed and then the actual dual races. So let's do speed first because that's what's actually going to happen in real life. My number 1 qualifier, who will probably get the 37th spot, is Corey LaJoie for obvious reasons. He is a Cup regular, or used to be, and he has a lot of experience at these plate tracks, and he's in a very competitive car. I think that RFK Racing 99 is going to be shockingly competitive. It's going to act like a 6 car, act like a 17 car, and a 60 car. It's not going to just be off the pace. It's going to be very competitive, and Corey LaJoie behind the wheel has a real good shot to qualify his way in on speed and then be really competitive in the Daytona 500. I can really see him up there leading laps, and it can be dangerous with a 4th RFK car. I really think it can be. It'll be basically a Hendrick Motorsports Ford. Like, that's kind of scary to think about. Or Joe Gibbs. Like, that could be a tough matchup if he does able to get his way in. And then the other on speed is going to be Corey Heim. He's young, he's very talented, and he's in a fast car, and that's why he's getting the nod. It's qualifying. You got to put your foot down, you got to hold that wheel, and that's all. I'm making it sound way oversimplified, but if you have a fast car and you got a few more horsepowers in there, you're going to do better than the other guys that are doing the same exact thing. So it's all about the car when it comes to qualifying mainly. Then racing, it's different, obviously. It's the talent. It's the man behind the wheel, man behind the machinerino. So those are my 2 getting in on speed, is Corey LaJoie and Corey Heim. That leaves 6 drivers for 2 spots. Let's get into the actual racing. Looking at these remaining drivers, there is one that I think has a better shot than the rest, and he's going to be my Duel 1 winner, we'll call it. Justin Allgaier. I think Justin Allgaier, he has the experience, he has the talent, and he has the car to back him. He has basically a mini Hendrick car under him. It's basically a 5th Hendrick car, and he does really well in the Xfinity Series. Just won a championship 2 years ago now. He knows what he's doing behind the wheel. He's very good at these high-speed Talladega, Daytona-like tracks. This is his 2nd time doing the 40 car for Junior Motorsports. It's just another year of experience, another year more prepared. I think Allgaier will have the most likely shot to get in based on racing. It is Daytona. Anything can happen. I can see any of these guys getting in. It really is just putting your hand in the pot and pulling out whoever, and that's who makes it. But if we're looking at statistical and race fan analysis, I think Allgaier has the most likely shot. So he'll be my number 1 in on the racing aspect. The number 2, and this is really hard. I'm stuck on 2 guys. And I'll tell you those guys in a second. I'll tell you who's not. JJ Yaley, I don't think he's going to make his way in on racing or speed just because of the car. And same goes to Casey Mears, and same goes to BJ McLeod. These guys can make it in. One wreck, guys, and all these can be put. This whole video might not matter if one wreck happens. JT Haley wins Duel 1 and Casey Mears wins Duel 2. Like, that can really happen. It's Daytona. Crazier things have happened. But just if all goes well, all goes according to plan, I'm not going to pick these three guys over an Allgaier or over a Chandler Smith or over an Anthony Alfredo. So that means I'm stuck on Anthony Alfredo and Chandler Smith. I put Anthony Alfredo at a 6 in the racing category because he has done this before. He has raced his way in through the dual races. And that 62 car is sneaky good. Sneaky good. It leads laps at the Daytona. It leads laps at Talladega. It's up there. Through like Brendan Gaughan and Noah Gragson, and guys have been up there doing it. And Anthony Alfredo, he's been around. He's been in the 62 car for a couple seasons now. I can really, really see him racing his way in. It's just hard for me when Chandler Smith is there because he's in a 4th front row car, and Front Row Motorsports now has that Tier 1 Ford backing. So you're looking at a RCR versus Front Row. Who's further along in their competitive journey? That's tough to say. I'm going to give the nod to RCR just because of their longevity. Front Row Motorsports just got their Tier 1 backing from Ford. So if you look at that, and Chandler Smith, he's been known to make mistakes at Daytona. Like I said, he crashed a year or two ago in these dual races. It's just hard for me to trust him, even though he's very good, very, very talented. I think Chandler Smith is a little bit more talented than Anthony Alfredo. It's just I've seen Anthony Alfredo get it done before, and I haven't seen Chandler Smith do it. I'm probably going to regret this. I probably am. But I'm going to give the nod to Anthony Alfredo. I can really see it going either way. I'm literally 51-49 on these. It's really a toss-up. These guys will be very, very, very close. And I think it's really going to come down to friends. Who's got the help? Who's got the Chevy behind them? Who's got the Ford behind them? It's really going to come down to that between these two. Unless they get put into the same dual race, and then this doesn't matter. But yeah, I think it's going to be Anthony Alfredo getting the other spot in the Daytona 500. So that's my two racing their way in cars. It's going to be Justin Allgaier and Anthony Alfredo. Those are my Daytona qualify their way in drivers, or race their way in drivers. Like I said, this video could just age like rotten milk, or it could be exquisite wine. I don't know, but I'm hoping for the best. I'm really excited for these dual races. I'm excited for the Daytona 500. I'm excited for NASCAR. No matter how these races go, whether my predictions suck or they're good, I'm just excited for racing to be back and better than ever. So I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed, and your viewership means the world to me. It means so much. So I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you for giving this channel a chance. If you are new and you'd like to, you could subscribe and share, or even leave a like, or even better yet, leave a comment about how you enjoyed the video, what your prediction is for these dual races. What's your prediction for the Daytona 500? Who's going to win? Who's going to crash? I don't know. Let me know. That's why I made this channel, is to connect to race fans like you guys. So let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm very, very thankful for your viewership again. So I hope you have a great, wonderful, and even splendid rest of your day. See ya.